Good day, Columbia, and welcome to Arts Watch. I'm William Starrett, and this week we're at the Workshop Theater that's on the corner of Gervais and Bull. It's a classic. It's something that is relatable to just about everyone. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolfe? We have some stellar cast members, and we get to visit with them right now.
You know what the saddest thing about men, well, one of the saddest things about men is how they age, some of them. Do you know what it is about insane people, the quiet ones?
No.
They don't change, they don't grow old.
Well, they must.
Well, yes, probably eventually, but they don't in the usual sense. They maintain a firm skin serenity. The underuse of everything leaves them quite old. I've never seen the show or had even read it before we started production on this. I don't mind stealing from professionals, you know, if they're doing a good job, why not try and imitate it? But it is kind of nice to just base your interpretation solely on the script, not on any sort of preconceived notions.
I was fairly familiar with it, and then before I auditioned, I read the novel. Acting was something I always wanted to do. I never got the opportunity to do it growing up, really, so probably about a year ago, I started taking classes with Vicki Henderson at Trustus. Did that for several months, and then got my feet wet with Wild Party, and then auditioned for Virginia Woolfe. So.
Well, you know, we were saying that the script should come with a warning that it is actually more to memorize than you could imagine when you just pick up the script. And so we all kind of got caught late in the game thinking, gosh, I really got to get this memorized.
It's a classic. I mean, everyone can relate to one of the four characters. And so my wife's got some money.
But not God's money.
No, her own.
I think that's very nice.
So Nick is a young biology professor. He and his wife, Honey, have just moved from Kansas to New Carthage. And he's a new professor at the same university as George. And he is very well aware of the fact that George and Martha are both people that he needs to impress. Well, the challenge with the script is that these are crazy people, more or less. They're drunken and crazy, and they say stuff that is not normal conversation. So it was harder to remember because a lot of the stuff seems absurd or nonsensical. In the big scheme of things, it makes sense and it drives the plot, but it was hard to learn because the stuff was so odd that they say.
No, all I said was that our son, the apple of our three eyes, Martha being a cyclops, that our son was a beanbag and you get all testy.
I'm sorry, it's late. I'm tired. I've been drinking since 9 o'clock.
You sort of think about it when you're out with your friends and maybe having a few drinks, and you just sort of think, how do I act when I've been drinking? And so it's bizarre to think about that while you're out having a good time, but you do. It's part of the process.
Well, that I did in Wild Party as well, where my character was progressively more drunk as the play went on. So that's something that I did get a little taste for with that.
I think this is a love story. I think these people do love each other, even though they're constantly at each other's throats and playing games with each other. But I think that's part of their love for each other, is that they respect each other's wit and intelligence, and they play off of each other. So I think ultimately it is a very bizarre love story.
You don't have to go to Broadway. You can see it right here in Columbia, a modern-day classic celebrating its 50th anniversary. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolfe? You are not going to want to miss it. I'm going to throw it back to the station. Thank you for watching Arts Watch. I'm William Starrett, and have a good day, Columbia.